We are live, NBA rundown time. Run Pure Sports, Run Pure Bets, the best in the business when it comes to sports gambling and daily fantasy information. Tyler, oftentimes people go, I can't believe you bet the NBA. How do you bet the NBA, right? Then they turn around and bet the NFL all weekend. What did you think of yesterday's game, man? I mean, at least a bad call in the NBA is 1 out of 240 total points. Unbelievable, man.
I got no comment. I got no comment on the football game. I'm not going into that shit. You
JC,
play a whole game. You play a whole game. No defensive holdings. You throw a flag in the biggest play of the game to end the game. I call bullshit. Everyone will be like, "Oh, well, the corner said he held." I still call bullshit.
I got two thoughts on that. The first is it's really funny. You know, I had my money on the Chiefs, so when it benefits you, you don't really care at all. So I get that. If you had money on the Eagles, certainly sucks. The other side of it, though, if you really want to look full scope, okay, even if he doesn't make the call, Chiefs probably score. And where the Eagles going to
field goal, it was fourth down.
No, the way that play was shaping up, though, if he doesn't hold him, I think it's a touchdown. But fine, even if it's a field goal, Eagles still got to march downfield and score. And the way Kansas City was playing, I just don't see that happening. That defense was spot on. I think.
Yeah, but we would at least get it.
For sure. But
my favorite tweet was like, that shit was like Lost. Like, it was just the perfect, and then the ending was just so bad.
I saw the exact same thing.
Ref literally said, "Oh, I gotta get my head in this game. Like, I gotta decide this one. Let me throw this flag and end the game." Right.
I was on Kansas City too, so I mean, like, I wasn't. It was weird. I was actually rooting.
Everybody that won money on Kansas City, like, you two should call the refs and ask them what donation they want it for, because they won you guys the game.
I saw the exact same tweet about like comparing it to Game of Thrones. But yeah,
which ending was worse? Game of Thrones might even have been worse.
I didn't watch either series. So sorry, no input.
What are you doing? Like meeting women and like having normal relationships with other humans?
I guess.
Okay.
Watching sports.
It's a pretty wild way to live. All right. All right. Screw that. 8 sucked because it was really one of the best games we had seen in a while. And I just felt the ending marred the whole thing. And okay. This whole week 17 thing, man. All right. So now it runs into Valentine's Day weekend. Bro, I'll be honest. I'm going to be relying on you guys today. I'm a little behind on my NBA preparation, right? I mean, just Valentine's weekend, then the Super Bowl.
Why spread? And then you're watching TV shows instead of meeting women. So what does Valentine's Day matter to you?
Lost was finished in like 2014 or something.
Since it ended that time.
Yeah, and nothing's been as good since. And then the NBA throws a freaking 11-game slate on us to handicap. Mm-hmm. So we're going to be talking our way through this. Right? Maybe not as many strong takes as usual. That's why I'm glad to have you guys here today, to help me get through this here. Let's go ahead and let's get started right off the bat. The Atlanta Hawks are -5.5. They're in Charlotte. They're taking on the Hornets. The total's 240. Interesting fact, guys. Charlotte's 2-1 against the Hawks this year, and they've only won 15 games. So that's got to be kind of notable. Hawks have won 4 of their last 6 games. Charlotte's lost 7 in a row. So obviously not playing well. You seem like a Mason Plumlee guy, JC. Are you worried about that loss?
I'm not really sure what that means. I'm a LaMelo Ball guy. Although, I do support the guys that went to school in Carolina. Regardless, though, I don't think anything matters for this team with as bad as they've been.
Yeah, Mike Williams in the lineup finally. I'm happy to see that. So that's what's going on here with the Hornets. I'm going to throw these projections in as we're doing this show. But Tyler, what do you think tonight when the Hawks take on the Hornets? Tyler, did I lose you?
I'm going to break this damn computer next because it wants to freeze up. But
just call it Chet Kleitman or whatever his name is.
I'm going to pass on the first game. I just can't get my computer right now, so I can't get to my numbers.
All right, JC, I'm so glad you're here. Where are you?
Yeah.
What's that coffee in the background?
Yeah, so I'm visiting my sister in Amory, Mississippi. So I had to come over to the coffee shop to get some solid Wi-Fi to get the show in. So people know I put it all out here for you.
Well, thank you. That's awesome.
Yeah, I got a solid breakdown for this one. Charlotte's been definitely my biggest disappointment this year. One of the worst takes I've had all season is Charlotte's going to win the Southeast. They could not be worse. I mean, they've lost 6 games in a row with the spread. So as much as I hate betting on the Hawks because they're so inconsistent, I'll lay the 5 to take the Hawks.
All right, you're laying the 5 on the road. Total's 240. Any thoughts here on the total?
Lean over. No, I don't know. It's a really tight one, maybe under. Just looking at the previous matchups between these teams, they're both capable of shooting the lights out, but seeing how they match up historically, I would give a lean to the under.
Yeah, high totals here. We had a lot of unders this weekend. I wonder if that's because, everybody's moving pieces, right? People are working things in. Total has gone under in 4 of their last 5 games. Atlanta's 5-2 against the spread in their last 7. But it's gone under 5 of the last times, like you said, JC, with the trends. Last 5 games in Charlotte have all gone under, and Charlotte's gone under in 6 of their last 7 games. Charlotte hasn't. Charlotte's 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 and 0-7. So I guess it feels like Atlanta or pass, but I'm fine staying away from this one.
Yeah.
Dwayne says they want to be in the running for Wembanyama. Wouldn't that be a disappointment if he went to that terribly run franchise?
I'd be devastated if he ended up there.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I mean, where do we want to see him go? Like, where would be an entertaining landing spot?
Houston,
Detroit with Cade.
OKC.
Wait, you don't want to see him play with ball?
LaMelo.
No.
I think LaMelo sucks.
You know what, though?
He's
Jordan
such an
is
empty stat, dude.
Jordan is so terrible at drafting. Even if he gets the number 1 pick, he might not take.
He can't mess that up. Nobody's messing
But he
that up.
has.
JC.
He constantly
He's
has.
not going to go draft the
No.
guard that's supposed to be explosive and everything else. You'd be like, I'm not drafting a guard that's going to be explosive. What's he going to do? Go draft the 3-and-D guy at 1?
I'm just saying, man, every time he's got a top 3 pick and it's a clear 1, 2, 3, he always goes and grabs the number 4 guy with the 3 pick.
No, he didn't do that with LaMelo. LaMelo was a clear number 3, and he drafted him.
I don't know if I think there's a lot of hype. I don't know how many teams would have drafted Melo in that spot. I think, but neither here nor there. You're right. He's not going to screw up.
At least he didn't
a level.
James Wiseman. That trade finally went through. Yeah. All right.
Wild.
Yeah, enough of this game. Guys, you're going to hear our early thoughts, right? We're still talking through this. I'm throwing my numbers in right now while we're talking, and there's a little bit of a Super Bowl hangover. But we're here, runpuresports.com. We don't stop the grind. Wipe the sleep out of our eyes, right? I think Biggie Smalls had a nice lyric, right, about that. San Antonio Spurs, plus 15. Plus 15? Plus 15? Damn.
Mm-hmm.
The Spurs suck. Cleveland Cavaliers are laying 15 at home with a total of 224.5. What did the Spurs do? They moved away Josh Richardson. I don't know how much it really affects that in our power rankings. Cleveland Cavaliers, Sam Pat. This is one of my interesting ideas about the trade deadline. Everyone gets mad when a team stands pat. What if they had added Isaac Okoro, right? What if he wasn't already on the team and they added him? Wouldn't you be like, okay, you got a nice wing, a good defensive player, and you're going to say, oh, well, spread. Isaac Okoro can't shoot. Well, he's developing. He's been over 40% if you just sort by this calendar year, right? So he's a young player finding his shot, and he's basically filling the role. What else do you need from that wing position? When you have those other 4 starters out there, you need a guy that's going to defend and do the wing. I would thought the Cavs were smart to sit on the trade deadline and not make a move. And I also think that, there's no chemistry issues we've seen with some of these teams. It's hard to implement new players right away. I like the Cavs moves. Now they're laying 15 tonight. I mean, Tyler, we talked about trying to attack these double-digit spreads as a way that when we were self-auditing ourselves or capping ourselves as cappers. We felt that we left too much table. Oh, and we got screwed on that Boston Celtics. What was that, Friday night? We're we're going to start laying more. Minus 11.
They hooked us.
Yeah, so, we're still evaluating that strategy. But now minus 15. I don't know. What do we do here?
I think it's pretty easy what we're doing here.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
Cavs
man.
are pass.
Right.
Pretty much it. I mean, unless you want to burn money on the Spurs, there's just no way I see them. Maybe they cover, but they're not winning this game. The big men for the Cavs are going to eat A Mobley double and win, I don't hate.
Is that still going to be minus money though?
Well, the performance double would probably come in around like plus 150 or somewhere in there. So I'd rather play that than lay 15. It's not up right now, but
you're going to get that still plus money even laying 15.
Yeah, I mean Mitchell to score 25 and they win is plus 144. So I gotta think Mobley double and win's going to be right around that same price. It's not listed yet.
Okay. All right, JC, give me your breakdown here for the Spurs and the Cavaliers, the game that everybody's talking about.
It's funny. I don't know how many weeks in a row now I've come on. Spurs have been a heavy dog, and there's no number that's too large. My numbers only go back 10 games, so I don't know if the run is deeper than this. They've lost 10 straight games at the spread. So, I mean, of course they're losing straight up, but they're losing at the spread. So it's like Vegas just keeps moving that number, and they keep finding a way to lose. Conversely, Cleveland, they're killing it. Tyler pointed it out last week. He seems to be right, man. Cleveland might be a great option to win the East. They've won 6 in a row at the spread. The Spurs are just terrible. And it's funny is they kind of feel like Sacramento last year. They're putting up insane point totals in games. 125, 118, 131, 109. And they're still losing. So, I mean, that's just got to be frustrating for the organization, for the fans. But there's no reason to put any money on San Antonio, even at plus 15.
You know what? You reminded me of a happy story from the weekend, away from complaining about refereeing in the NFL. So, like I said, Saturday night, we go down to San Francisco for Valentine's Day. It's about a 2-hour drive for me. And I'm being a good person, right? Being present in the moment. So I keep my phone away the whole time, right? So I checked maybe the Kings score in the bathroom. It was the third quarter. And I was tired because I'm an old man. I'm not used to staying up that late. So I didn't check the score before I drove home, right? Dude, there's nothing better than get right past West Sacramento, right? Getting to downtown. I see the beam. I'm like, we won. This is so sweet. How could you not like the beam? How could you not like the beam? But anyways, the Spurs and the Cavaliers, that game sucks. Let's just move on. But you try to cast aspersions at the Kings real quick, JC. I had to throw that in there. I'm not.
They were a really fun team to watch last year, but it was just wild.
But the Spurs aren't even a fun team to watch.
That's fair. They're putting. They got that going for them. I gotta say that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool story. It's cool that they've found a way to notify the whole city.
Yeah, I mean, and we need it too. Yeah, dude, those standings are crazy. Did you see that the loss dropped the Mavericks from 4th to 8th? Yeah.
Wow, I saw they were in 8th. I didn't realize that's all it took.
Yeah, they were in 4th at the beginning of Saturday, and then the beginning of Sunday they're in 8th place. So the West is wild. I think it's going to be a great end of the regular season. I'm going to be interested to see which teams push and which teams just go, we don't care, because I think that home court's going to end up mattering. The Utah Jazz are minus 1.5. Cool. This is an interesting game. They're taking on the Pacers plus 1.5. Totals 238 here. Tyler, the Jazz, I said on the show on Friday, right? I said, I shouldn't have bet against the Jazz. They suck without Mike Conley. And then what did they do? They went out and they upset the Raptors straight up as 8-point dogs without Mike Conley. I don't even know what to make of this team. What are your thoughts on the Jazz and then the Indiana Pacers, Tyler?
Yeah, looking at this one, I don't see any props up for the Indiana guys yet. I'm looking for the injury report now. Halliburton's questionable. Turner's questionable. So can't do much with this game at this moment. Got to wait for that injury news. If both those guys are in, I think Indiana can win it. So I'll be on them if they're in. If they're both out, or if Halliburton's out, I'm probably staying away from this one.
Who'd you say the other one was? Turner?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they can get away with having Turner out as good as he's been this year. But Halliburton's huge. What are your thoughts, JC?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys also on that questionable for Indiana, so definitely mixes things up, kind of makes it difficult to make a call right now. To your point, spread, though, I mean, we see it every year once these teams make big trades like that. I don't know if it's a scouting report thing, but they'll lose a key player and then they get a couple cute wins and then it all falls apart as expected.
So, cute win. Defeating Toronto is a cute win.
So I'm not high on this Utah squad. I think it's hilarious that Westbrook is there as much as he hates Utah.
No. He's going to get bought out. He won't.
No, for sure. But he's
not even going to walk in the building, I don't think.
It's a hilarious idea. He probably won't even ever go to.
I don't think he even flew to Salt Lake.
That's what I'm saying. He won't even go to the state of Utah.
You know where he's supposed to go, right?
I saw Houston.
Nope.
Clippers.
Nope. I'm reading Chicago.
That's right. Yeah. I did.
I haven't heard that one yet. All I heard was Clippers and Miami.
Yeah, I heard it was down to Chicago and Miami, and it's probably going to be Chicago. Do you think that's a good fit, JC?
Dude, I don't know. He's such a wild card that it's like I don't know if it has to do with his happiness level of whether he wants to be a team player. Chicago is such a hodgepodge right now with that roster that it's like it could be a complete mess or it could work out. Westbrook's a talented guy, but I wouldn't want him on my team.
I think everybody feels that way. Tyler, do you think that how would you adjust the power rank? I know we don't do like power rankings like we do for the NFL because we're just doing,
He's
score-based
not here.
projections. Tyler
He's with the dog.
Okay. I don't want to talk. He's like, I don't want to talk about Westbrook. Let's move on then. The Houston Rockets are plus 13. They're in Philadelphia. They're taking on the 76ers. The total is 226.5. Another one of these big spreads here. Like I said, I haven't done my projections yet. Even if they gave me an edge to a Sixer, do I want to lay 13? We'll start with you, JC.
Yeah, tough call. I mean, the city of Philadelphia could certainly use a bounce back. Embiid's questionable per usual.
I didn't think about that. How do you think that affects tonight? Did you see Jabari Smith's little quote, how he couldn't sleep because the city was just wilding out so much?
I believe it. So, yeah, I think the 76ers throw the city of Philadelphia on their back and go out there and blow out the Rockets.
All right, Tyler, what are your thoughts on the Rockets and the 76ers?
Yeah, time to get some frustration out for that referee screwing Philly out of the game last night. Not giving them a chance at the end. So, yeah, Embiid rolls out on the floor. Philly just pounds them into the ground, and that's the end of this one.
How scared are you if you're a referee in this game? You're in Philadelphia, and you're like, if it gets down to it, it's a tight game. Like, is there going to be this pent-up frustration that's going to rain down on you if you're an NBA referee blowing a call in Philadelphia?
Fortunately, I don't think the game will be close.
Out of referee clothes and put robots out there. Because then you don't have underlying agendas and guys that hate certain players out on the floor, and they're like, oh, I'm just going to blow the whistle because I don't like this fucking guy.
You know what's so stupid is I felt that like the human should have been superior there because yes, you could say technically that's
if you put a robot out there is no underlying opinions.
If you put a robot out there, there'd be a hold on every freaking play.
Right.
Well, I mean, it's better than having the game decided with the last call that you decided to throw a flag on.
Yeah, no, I mean, the human should know. I haven't called defensive holding all day. Like, now's not the time to start. I mean,
yeah.
Dude said, this is my time to shine. Let me end the game.
Yeah, what? He had a Super Bowl party to go to? He didn't want to see overtime like the rest of the nation? Dude, I had money on the Chiefs. It was one of my biggest bets of the year, and I was still pissed about it. I wanted to see a good ending. I wanted to see a classic. Well, of course you weren't. You were loving life. You're in Mississippi. That's fantastic. I can't believe I've never even been to Mississippi.
No reason to come here.
Robert's worried the programmer would have the agenda. Yeah, I mean, we've seen that with AI.
I'm pretty sure some nerd making the robot ain't worried about sports.
No, we've seen that with AI. I saw one where it's like, tell a joke about women, and it says like, hey, we don't do that, and then it says tell a joke about men, and it just spits one out like right away. I know he admit that he held. What was that, the first holding call all day, Jonathan Nelson?
It was legit the only defensive holding call in the entire game.
Yeah,
I don't give a shit what the dude said.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're all going to say, even the coach was like, yeah, good call. What's the Philadelphia Eagles coach going to go up there and say, we got robbed and get fined another $500,000?
Yeah, I was going to say, add to your woes.
Of course he said he held.
Slapped a huge fine. Yeah, it was also.
Oh, go ahead.
Aside from the delay of game penalties, there were like no flags.
There were no flags until the flag that decided the game.
And I thought that made the game better. It was awesome. Yeah, Jonathan Nelson, I love that you're back in the chat now that the Lakers have real role players and aren't just like the worst team in the league. But we're happy to have you back, Jonathan, much to my chagrin, because I already know you guys are going to – speaking of getting jobbed, you think that the Eagles got jobbed. Wait till we play the Lakers in the first round. It's going to be absolutely stupid. You want to see some bad officiating. All right. The Brooklyn Nets are plus 2.5. They're in New York. They're taking on the Knicks. Total of 221. Trivia question for you guys. How many games in a row have the Nets beat the Knicks?
It's
nine.
9.
Oh, you looked it up?
I got it right here. I have all that.
Okay, yeah, I was like, well, it's bad radio to make you guys guess or whatever, but yeah, so they're going for their 10th win in a row. Obviously, quite the different team. I love this new look Nets team, man. I love the way that they rebuilt. They just have all these wings. They're still going to be able to compete right now. I'm not a big guy on bottoming out because, like, look what's happening in Houston, where you're just trying to develop too many guys at once. Now, you have a solid core. If you bring a rookie in, you can develop him right, but still within winning habits and playing competitive basketball where, like, you watch Houston and a lot of those guys are just checked out. They're just trying to get their stats. And I mean, some of the defense I've seen, so Houston is what we, the people, thinks that the whole league is just standing there. I mean, it's actually terrible. Like if we, the people, only watch Houston games, I would agree that yes, nobody in the NBA plays defense. That's how bad they are. And I'm Mr. Pro Defense. But the Brooklyn Nets, right? I think they're rebuilding properly. The New York Knicks, interesting situation. They added Josh Hart. They seem to go for it, but I just don't see how they compete with this core with the top 4 teams in the East. Regardless, that's neither here nor there when it comes to handicapping tonight's game. Tyler, do you think the Brooklyn Nets make it 10 in a row against the New York Knicks?
Yeah, I do. I think they go out on the floor. That defense for them is just going to be so hard to beat anymore. The Knicks are a decent team, but I don't think they win this one. I think they make it 10. I'm on Brooklyn here at the dog price. I think they win the game outright.
All right. And with the people, when you're talking about totals, I completely agree. But some of these guys are still pretty good defense. Just the offensive abilities of these guys is just unreal. Especially the difference between, like, when you guys want – fortunately, Mikey's not here. Thank God. I could deal with that today. The league is so much deeper than it used to be. So many of these guys can just beat their opponent off the dribble. The Brooklyn Nets plus 2.5 in New York taking on the Knicks. Your thoughts, JC?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely I like the Nets here. It was weird, man. I really thought they blew up something special when they went and got Kyrie and Durant. It's kind of like those 18-19 Nets that had like Allen, Windley, Russell, Joe Harris, and it was just a well-constructed team. And I think they kind of get back to that. They can be better than they were with Durant and Irving because that was just a mess. So I think the outlook's good for Nets and their fans, and I don't think they should have any trouble picking up a win here against the Knicks.
Yeah, I like the new look Nets. They're plus 125 on the money line if you want to go that route. Anything more on this one, guys, or you want to move on?
Yeah, nothing. I mean, I like them, but it's not a phenomenal pick on the day.
All right, Denver Nuggets -1 in Miami taking on the Heat. That's an interesting line here. Of course, with the Miami Heat game, we got to check the injury report, even though that we know they're freaking liars. Aaron Gordon questionable, Jamal Murray questionable, Reggie Jackson and Zeke Naji. What's up with Reggie Jackson going to
the Nuggets just to go stand in the corner and shoot threes?
That's a terrible pickup. I bet that too. He bet the New York game on. That's if you check my timeline, I have an article coming out.
All right, but look, spread.
Yeah.
Reggie Jackson and Bones Highlanders. What's the difference other than age?
Oh, add Tyler Hero in there.
Oh my gosh, you can't compare Tyler Hero to those two. He's way better.
Yeah, way better than those two. Those two are the same exact player. There's just one older than the other.
Wow.
Bones got a mouth on him and wouldn't shut the hell up and come off the bench. Reggie Jackson's going to do that.
I haven't heard this much hero slander since Tyler told me to watch The Boys. All right, well, it's a fantastic opportunity. Why don't you like Tyler Hero? And are you taking the Nuggets tonight then?
Because I got nothing against
Tyler Hero. Is Reggie Jackson skipping up the court, shooting 30% from the field, according to you.
He's just a shooter. That's all he does. I'm just not as low on Reggie Jackson as you guys are. I think
when you're a shooter and you're not making baskets, what are you doing?
Fair, but still, I don't. I just, like I said, he has potential. So he's been, had a rough go of it this season, but I don't think that's indicative of who he is. I think he can make shots, and again, in this league, you just need people who can make shots. That's all you need to do to win games. The Heat, though, they've almost turned into a team like Chicago, where it's just a hodgepodge. They do have a better number one in Butler, but it's still not great. I think they're gonna lose first round of playoffs. And as long as the Nuggets have, as Tyler liked to call him, the Serbian Teletubby, I will absolutely jump on a Denver -1.5 spread.
Yeah, I don't like the Heat Bulls comparison personally. The Heat can play on both sides of the floor.
Okay, fine. The Bulls of last year. at least.
Bam Adebayo is so much better than Vucevic. And I just think that just makes the difference between those two teams. Like the Heat can actually upset someone in the first round. I don't think that the Bulls can. I think the Heat could give some teams problems. Tyler, Nuggets, Heat. Are you going with our guy, the best player in the NBA?
Well, I mean, you've even said he's not the best player in the NBA, so you're backtracking on your words now. So
best offensive player. He's not the best.
There
Giannis
you go.
is the best.
Yeah,
Team Bucks.
I'm gonna back the Teletubby tonight. I mean, it's Denver. They're playing Miami. I don't trust Miami as much. Hero's not there. He's a key piece on that team too. So I don't trust the Gabe Vincents and the Max Strusses to just lead the way to the win. I think Denver can still win this game. I'll take them.
All right, sounds good.
I may have got my white boys mixed up. Is Duncan Robinson a better comparison to Reggie Jackson than Tyler Hero?
Yes.
Yeah.
There, I get my white boys mixed up. So Duncan Robinson, not Tyler Hero.
Man, hope you didn't get your white girls mixed up on Valentine's Day. Orlando Magic are plus 4.5. They're in Chicago taking on the Bulls. The total is 225. Tyler, this Magic team, I think, has performed better than expectations. Obviously, the expectations were much lower. The Bulls have failed to meet expectations. Nobody knows what's going on in Chicago. They were rumored to be a buyer at the deadline. They were rumored to be a seller at the deadline. They did absolutely nothing at the deadline. And the team, as it is set up for a first-round loss in the playoffs. So I don't know what's going on there in Chicago. But they do host the Magic tonight. What are your thoughts, Tyler?
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to rate the Wendell Carter's props. It's his little revenge game. You could do the same thing with Vucevic, but you're getting Carter's double-double at plus 185.
Nice.
I'll definitely take those odds over Vucevic's, who are like minus 3. I think it's minus 260 it comes in at. So not playing that. I don't think they win the game either. I like the Magic here, so I can't back them as a double-double and win. So probably just the double-double on Carter and maybe a shot on Magic's money line here for me.
All right. JC, what are your thoughts here?
Man, I just got to say, I was so ready to drop my Clippers fandom and go be a Magic fan when I thought they were going to have my two favorite players, Banchero and Pat Bev. But they waived him. Very disappointing to see. It's I always love Orlando.
I mean, is there any players that are more different?
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. But still.
Yeah, you're an eclectic guy. Banchero and Pat Bev.
Yeah. Regardless, though, I lean Orlando. I like the +5. Definitely not my favorite play of the day. Don't know if I'll actually bet it, but if I had to make a pick, that's where it would be. I do like Banchero today, though. He's been so streaky this season. He's starting to heat up. So bettors may grab him for a double-double.
All right. Anything more on this one, Tyler?
No, that's it for me on that one. Just the Carter props and then the shot on the Magic's money line.
All right. Sounds like a plan. We're rolling through here. NBA Rundown, runpuresports.com. Give us that thumbs up. We're here Monday through Friday, giving you NBA winners. New Orleans Pelicans plus 2.5 in Oklahoma City, taking on the Thunder. Total is 236. Tyler, we were looking so smart those first couple months with that Pelicans pick, right? But now, did you see the news? Zion's going to be out for another.
Yeah, he's probably done for the year.
It's dead.
He's dead. They're dead. Give me OKC's money line.
All right, that's fine. You like the OKC money line? It's minus 135. JC, disappointing there for New Orleans that they actually were able to draft a player that makes Anthony Davis look sturdy. To replace him. I mean, just terrible things going on in New Orleans. What are your thoughts here when they head to Oklahoma City to take on the Thunder?
Yeah, I mean, Zion probably rounds out my top 3 favorite players while we're on the subject. But I agree, man. Disappointing. I was high on New Orleans as well, not as much as you guys, but we all knew injuries could be a problem for this team. They are. Would love to see Zion back for the playoffs, but don't expect much from them as of right now. OKC's been playing great basketball, so I got no problem grabbing the money line or even just laying the 2.5.
CJ McCollum's also questionable, so he misses. They don't got a damn chance in this game.
Very true.
You're not high on Brandon Ingram carrying the way? Plus, Josh Richardson's going to make his debut for the Pelicans there, Tyler.
Yeah, Josh Richardson, game changer.
Hopefully, LeBron will hook Zion up with his HGH deal right before he leaves.
Oh my God.
Maybe we can get this guy to play a full season.
I think it was one of them things like Zion was always going to be good for like that one just absolute nuke season. And it always was going to depend if you could win the championship that one year and you probably only got one shot out of it. And I think that one shot came and went when he was at Duke and he was blowing his feet out of shoes. I think he messed up his knee pretty bad there or his leg, and it's just never going to be 100% again.
Yeah, he's like Charles Barkley mixed with Greg Oden.
Did you ever read the story behind that? He was wearing the same shoes for like 2 weeks. They have shoe deals in college. Why is a man that's 300 pounds putting that much force on his feet wearing the same shoes for 2 weeks?
I mean, I just know guys are different. Like, I know some guys change shoes every game and other guys change them less regularly. So I don't know. Maybe it's just one of those guys that didn't change them that often.
Yeah, but it's one of the things too. Like you're at Duke, they have all the Nike deals. If you specify you like this shoe, they should be able to get you 6 pairs of them.
Yeah, that's fair. Fair.
All
Depressing
right.
for sure.
Yeah, they should have called Spike Lee. Minnesota Timberwolves are plus 7.5. They're in Dallas taking on the Mavericks. Total is 232. Both teams sporting a new look. Travis didn't like the Timberwolves addition of Mike Conley, but he's too quick to blow everything up, man. He wants to blow everything up too quick. I think you got to roll with what you got, and I like the move. The Mavericks, they finally play with Kyrie and Luka in the lineup, but they lost to us, the Kings. We were able to beat them, but this will be Kyrie Irving's home debut as a member of the Mavericks. Hopefully Luka looks a little better. Did look a little bit tired from the highlights that I saw towards the end of that game. Against the Kings. I obviously didn't watch it live. The total here is 232. Tyler, 7.5 seems like a lot, but the Timberwolves have disappointed me a lot this season.
Yeah, I'm on Dallas here. It's just like you said, it's the first game for Kyrie in front of the Dallas fans. He's going to put on a show. That points prop at 25.5 and his threes at 3.5. I like the over on both of those. I just, even if Gobert's in or if he's out, I know we like backing the Timberwolves when he's out. It's only Ant now, so I don't trust Ant to score 50 here and win the game. I think these two guys for Dallas just walk out on the floor. They get whatever they want, and they win this game pretty easily. So, like the Kyrie props, like his performance doubles, and like them to win.
All right. Tyler's big on the new look Mavericks. What are your thoughts, JC?
Yeah, I don't know how you can't not be. I mean, this team.
Because it's 7.5.
Yeah, okay, but again, I hate betting on Minnesota and Dallas. This is great. Like, I don't know how long it's going to work out with Luka and Kyrie. But as long as it's going, you got to bet it. So I got no problem. I'll lay the points. And I'm liking Kyrie 31.5 points plus assists. A little bit of insurance there. It will be interesting to see who gets more action between Luka and Kyrie. I think they'll just be the only two guys on the court that touch the ball. But that's my play for this one. All
right. You guys both like the Mavericks. I'm a little hesitant to lay it with Dallas, but I'm not running.
Even at home?
It's just 7.5. I hate that number. I just hate it. I can just see them like.
That's fair. Yeah. If it makes you feel any better, I thought I had it handy. Oh yeah, Dallas. Oh, never mind. They're 10-16 at the spread at home.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking they're a good home team too because they're great, but they're always laying this huge spread. Mm-hmm. I did not see this. I'll have to check back with you.
Oh, it looks awesome. It looks awesome.
What is it about?
It's about Nike landing Michael Jordan.
Back in '83.
Yeah, and it's I think it's more of a Banchero story than Phil Knight, if I'm not mistaken.
Who?
Sonny Vaccaro. Is that Sonny Vaccaro?
Is that the guy they talk about on? The only Vaccaro I know is never mind. That's Jimmy that they always talk about on those podcasts. I don't know who Sonny Vaccaro is.
He was huge in kind of acquiring the college deals. And he also, I believe he was a designer of the shoes.
I got a fun question for you, Spread.
Yeah.
If you pulled LeBron if you put LeBron in MJ's spot when they picked him for Nike, would you old heads talk about LeBron how you guys talk about MJ since they would have paraded him through the media like they did MJ? Probably yeah. Yeah,
probably
you would.
Not. No, he wouldn't. No, we wouldn't.
They would have did the same thing. They would have literally put him on the cover of everything like they did.
But the difference was Jordan is more aesthetically pleasing. Like LeBron just crams on you. Like Jordan.
Back in the 80s, you guys would have, or back in the 70s or 80s, you guys would have loved it.
Yeah. He didn't design it. He was responsible for landing that deal, and he also created the first like national high school game, and so it was kind of like a big deal to like feature these talents. But it was really just all a move to basically get high school kids to go to like Nike schools, more or less.
The chat agrees with you on that, Tyler.
Yeah, see, our guy Johnny Nelson's on the same side as me. It just makes sense. Like, if you put anybody in that spot MJ was in, you could put Curry, KD, Jimmy Butler, whoever got that Nike shoe at that time was going to be on every commercial, on the cover of every.
But he had to be good too.
So LeBron's not good, Curry's not good, KD's not good.
They tried to get Magic.
Yes,
Magic.
Did Magic have Converse?
Yeah, he didn't want to sign with some no-name company, so that's why he went with Converse.
Because Converse was bigger at the time?
Yeah.
That's funny. I did not know that.
No one had even heard of Nike when Johnson joined the league.
Yeah, I was like 4 then. So.
Little sneaker history for y'all.
Yeah, see, I don't know about shoes. All right. Well, maybe. He didn't have that same competitive spirit. The Washington Wizards are +3 in Golden State taking on the Warriors. The total is 233.5. Tyler, I was disappointed the Warriors could not beat the Lakers without LeBron on Saturday night.
That's bad news for the Western Conference.
Don't remind me, man. That team's going to end up being good, dude. I enjoyed the last year and a half watching them not be good. It was enjoyable. He didn't want equity. He wanted cash. Yeah. Well, he did okay for himself. It's not like it ruined his career. So now the Golden State Warriors are at home against the Washington Wizards. How have the Wizards been playing? Let me pull this up. Do you have that in front of you, JC? Break this game down because I know the Wizards were like won 6 in a row. Then they lost 4 in a row. I don't know exactly where they're at right now. They're 8-3 against the spread in their last 11, 4-2 against the spread in their last 6 against Golden State, and 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 on the road. Total's gone over in 5 of the last 6 games in Golden State. JC, start with you.
Yeah, so the data I got in front of me goes back 10 games. They had 5 games in a row at the spread, dropped 3, and then 1-2 in a row. So, yeah, very streaky basketball for sure the Wizards are playing. Kuzma's questionable. Normally you would just, look at that line and smash Golden State, but they just
aren't we missing everyone? Like, I think Clay and Wiggins are going to sit.
Wiggins questionable, obviously Curry out. But everyone else is ready to go.
Oh, so Clay is going to play?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Hopefully he does a little better. What were they, 6 of 23 from behind the arc against it was terrible. It was terrible.
But, being at home against, a Washington team, it's really hard not to take that 3.5. Not my favorite play, though.
Tyler, Warriors, Wizards. Which dubs will get the win?
I'm taking the Warriors here. They're at home. Klay Thompson's going to light them up from 3. I think they could slow down Porzingis. Kuzma's questionable. He might not play. Yeah, I don't trust the Wizards either, so I got to be on the Warriors here. We talk about them winning games at home. I know they weren't able to pick up that one against the Lakers the other night, but that's a different team than this Washington team. I think they win this one. Give me Golden State.
Yeah, I agree with you as well. Warriors on the precipice of falling out of playoffs altogether, right? With the Lakers moving up.
And the one trade they made at the deadline ain't going to help them one bit because Gary Payton's probably not playing for a few months.
Yeah. Could be a loss here in Golden State.
Do you see he's just a cheaper Wiseman, and that's why they let the
they wanted some of the money out of there.
Uh-huh.
Which good for Gary Payton going and getting his money from Portland and making them crawl back to him.
Yeah, good for him. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I forgot to mention. We didn't do a Detroit Pistons game with Wiseman actually going to the Pistons. Now, interested to see how he does in a spot where he's allowed to make mistakes. All right, Jonathan Nelson, it's your time. It's what you tuned in for. The Los Angeles Lakers are in Portland taking on the Trailblazers. NBA odds close to even. Portland Trailblazers -1. Totals 237.5. Tyler, your thoughts?
Yeah. LeBron plays. I'm on the Lakers. I think they smash him here. Jeremiah Grant's probably not playing. I know he's dealing with that concussion protocol stuff. So he may sit. The AD double-double and win intrigues me at +130. I don't see any listed for LeBron yet, but once those come up, I'll like some of his. And D'Angelo Russell. I mean, he's just going to stand in the corner and shoot threes for teams like this. So his threes and they win. I don't hate that at all either. So those are some of the ones I like. Once these LeBron props pop up, I don't mind his rebounds plus assists because the dude's just going to play point guard again. No more rust, so he's going to have the ball in his hands a lot more. I think they smash him here, spread. I'm on the Lakers. Beasley didn't
Portland traditionally does pretty well against the Lakers, though.
Yeah, but this is a new look Lakers team. They're smashing them here.
All right. Tyler told me everything I didn't want to hear, JC. Do you have any good news for me?
I don't know. It's a tough one. Lakers have won the last 2 games against Portland at the spread. I don't like either of these teams right now. Both extremely inconsistent. But, I mean, if I got to make a play here, it's hard not to go with the Lakers. I hate it. But definitely, and I don't really even care who plays. Davis is probable. LeBron James is questionable. There doesn't even seem to be any correlation for this team between who plays and when they win and lose. I just more betting on the Trailblazers to lose than the Lakers to win. You know, they just look terrible. Maybe a play at the over could be a good one, but nothing about this game excites me.
All right, there you have it. Jonathan Nelson, you better give us a thumbs up after hearing that breakdown. The panel members chose the Los Angeles Lakers. There you have it. Kind of a muted day here, right? A little bit of a Super Bowl hangover here for the Run Pure crew. But that doesn't mean that we're not going to stop giving you winners. Of course, I've yet to finish the playbook, but the RPB tags will be on there. Hey, we went 1-0 yesterday, Tyler. How about that? Right? We keep keep the winning streak going there on the NBA playbook. If you want access to that and you're not a member, runpuresports.com. Choose your favorite panel member, right? If you hate the Lakers like me, spread 15, right? If you're a big Pennsylvania guy, go with that Tyler 15.
You can go with my code, Tyler15.
Yeah, if you like a 3-point. And JC, you're Zargo 15, correct? And that's if you're a fan of Paulo Banchero, Pat Bev, or just mascots in general. Use that promo code Zargo 15.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the important part is you become a member, join the team, and get to winning with us. So runpuresports.com. Guys, give us the thumbs up, and we'll give you the best bets.
Before
Tyler,
we do that, question here, favorite commercial?
Oh,
it's got to be the one where it looked like you turned the TV, like you turned the game off and you're scrolling through the menus. We were screaming at our one buddy. We were like, what are you doing? Why are you changing the channel? And he casually goes, it's a commercial. We're like, turn the fucking game back on. And he's like freaking out, yelling at him. He's like, it's just a commercial. And then it flipped back and we all like calmed down, started laughing. But it was a good one.
It was phenomenally executed commercial. The only one I can even think of sticks out. I enjoyed the Duncan one with J-Lo and Affleck.
All right, cool. Yeah, I didn't even really have a favorite commercial. I was like putting my jazz music on during the commercials, Tyler.
Brett didn't even have the volume on for the game. He's just listening to elevator music.
Miles Davis is not elevator music, bro. He's a classic jazz musician. If you like the jazz music, if you're a fan of Miles Davis and John Coltrane, use that promo code SPREAD15. RunPureBets.com. Tyler, best bet. Side total prop.
I'm going to go with a prop. It's going to be the Kyrie over 25.5 points for me.
Kyrie over 25.5 points. JC, your thoughts for the best bet?
Yeah, I was going to go with Kyrie, but I'll give the people something different. I'll go with Banchero double-double plus 230.
All right. I'll go with the Brooklyn Nets. I'll take them to continue their streak. I like the way that they built their team, and I'm excited to see Cam Thomas, Mikal Bridges, and Cam Johnson hit the floor. So a couple Cams out there, feeling great about that. Brooklyn Nets get the win in Madison Square Garden. So, guys, thank you, everybody, for joining us. We're here Monday through Friday. We'll be back tomorrow. So this week we won't be here on Friday, of course, with the All-Star break coming, right? But we'll be here Monday through Thursday. We'll be back tomorrow with AP. And boy, if you think Tyler's pissed now, wait till AP comes on and all Chiefs gear, dancing around the house, probably just waking up from his hangover right before the show.
He'll have some counter arguments on how the Chiefs did everything they could to win the game.
Yeah, he did. I already saw him on Twitter.
That call had no outcome on the game.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, there you have it. We'll get some NBA winners tonight. Tyler and I are going to finish off this playbook. So for the Room Tour Sports members, the tags will be up within 30 to 45, and Tyler was let the whole Discord know when all the props are there. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow. Run Pure.